Hey, what's up, y'all, and welcome to another CMJ World Vlogs. This is Augusty Jones here, and on this edition, I'm going to be talking about WWE Backlash. It's just something that I wanted to get back into. I'm not going to be doing the weekly shows. I'm just mainly going to be doing the pay-per-view events and just giving my thoughts. I'm going to start doing prediction shows and the review of the show itself. And so just to start off, the crowd was extremely hot for what turned out to be a really good PLE pay-per-view event, however you want to look at it. But mainly just talking about the highlights of the night. A night that really didn't have any bad matches, per se. And so with that said, let's go ahead and talk about some WWE Backlash. Not WWE WrestleMania Backlash, just Backlash. I'm glad they dropped that. But let's get into it. First, to start off the night, is Io Sky versus Bianca Belair for her Raw Women's Championship, in which Sky was definitely the favorite. And I mean, there were a good amount of chants for Bianca, but you can tell that the crowd really wanted Io to take it. And my prediction was that Belair was going to take it, and she did so after a botched one-arm press in which Io landed directly on her face. I thought that she was fucked up, but it ended up not being that bad. It wasn't no blood or anything, but yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, after a botched one-arm press, interference from Damage Control, and a damn near 3 count from Io Sky. Belair retained it, like I said, in what turned out to really be a good-ass match. And next we have Rollins versus Omas in a thrown-together match that wasn't too bad. I mean, of course, Omas dominated. Rollins gave some good offense. And at one point, Omas stopped a stump from Rollins with his neck. I don't know if that's ever been done, but I'm pretty sure that Kurt Angle will be proud as hell that he stopped a stump with his neck. That's crazy. And of course, we already knew that it was going to be a ref distraction from MVP. And that came with 2 stumps to Omas, plus a stump from the top rope for a good measure to clear the victory for Rollins. And to be honest, I thought that Omas was going to take it just because he needed it more than Rollins, especially after his loss at Mania. And it seemed like they're trying to build him up, but I mean, it turned out that I was wrong, but it also turned out to be a better match than I thought. And after that, we had Austin Theory defending his United States Championship against Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed in a triple threat match, where he doesn't have to be pinned in order to lose his championship. And where I thought that Theory would play the cowardly role of the heel, where he'll let the monsters destroy themselves, and then he'll come in at the end and pick up the pieces and steal the victory. But that wasn't the case, because Theory had a good amount of offense back and forth with the Brutes. But yet, it still was a typical triple threat match. Yeah, Bronson Reed doing several high-risk moves, some that landed, some that didn't. But in the end, Theory picks up the victory after stealing the pin from Bobby Lashley after a spear to Bronson Reed, and then Theory tosses Bobby Lashley out the ring and covers him to retain his title. And what felt like, honestly, a not too long of a match. It kind of felt short for a triple threat match. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me know if I'm tripping. But in the end, the right person won, and that was my pick, because the real story is between Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed and not Austin Theory. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I want to see more matches between Lashley and Reed, because it seemed like they're trying to push them in a heavy feud, which is more than likely going to have a lot of good matches. And since you made it this far in this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead, you know you want to. Now, on to the next matches. And next up on the card is Rhea Ripley defending her Smackdown Women's title against Zelina Vega. And just to note, the look on Zelina Vega's face says it all. You can tell that she appreciated being in that spot, and it meant a lot to her, just because she was just trying to stop herself from breaking down and crying. It was such a beautiful moment. And it kind of has you thinking, what if she actually did win? What if it was the perfect time, the perfect place, and she actually was set up to win the championship in Puerto Rico? That, I think, would have been just amazing for her, because the crowd was, like I said, extremely high, and you already know that they were going crazy for her, and they would have went wild if she would have took it. But we already know what the outcome was going to be. But of course, you know, like I said, all the love was directed toward Vega, with Rhea really soaking in all the hate. She literally was eating that for breakfast and just feeding off of it throughout the match. And she was dominant as expected. And Vega gave some good offense, especially doing the 619 Not as well as Ray, but I mean, I appreciate the effort. But it wasn't enough because Rhea delivered a riptide with authority after a kick to the face to retain the title. And I say it with authority because with Rhea's strength and just how small Zelina is, she made it look like just devastating. I mean, I knew Zelina wasn't getting it, but they still put on a good show. I'm not saying it was the best match, far from it, but it was a pretty good match. And then afterwards, Zelina got a standing ovation, and I'm pretty sure like she just went back in the back and just started bawling boo-hoo for about 5-10 minutes straight. But it was actually a pretty cool match. And so getting over to what should have been the headlining main event match of the night, it's Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest in a street fight. And unlike Zelina, Bad Bunny was the no-brainer victor and my choice for who I thought was going to win. In a match that exceeded expectations. I mean, I know we knew going in that Bad Bunny was going to deliver, but he delivered in spades. With this honestly being his very first singles match and basically a main event as high profile as this was, Priest, as you can imagine, dominated most of the match with Bad Bunny getting a lot of offense. Priest playing the power role with Bad Bunny, utilized his match type, brawling all outside the ring and around it, even into the crowd, taking it to where Priest did a broken arrow to Bad Bunny off some equipment cases through a table, which looked it crazy. Just to know that Bad Bunny is like, he's so dedicated that he's willing to take these type of bumps to make a match good as hell. I'm pretty sure that he went to the back and they just gave all types of respect. And taking it back to the ring, Bad Bunny capitalizes after Priest misses with a kick, hitting his leg up against the ring post. And Bad Bunny taking chains and chairs to his leg and just doing all type of damage. And as expected, the Judgment Day interferes, Dean Ray on Bad Bunny's behalf. And wouldn't you know, a big surprise, which I was very surprised because I heard no rumors about Carlito being in Puerto Rico at Backlash. But he came out to help Ray on Bad Bunny's behalf, and they brawled outside the ring. Judgment Day walking back up, the LWO comes out, and they brawl outside of there. And then we take it back to the ring because the match is still going on because it's a street fight, so all this stuff is legal. Which leads to Bad Bunny claiming the win after a figure-4 leg lock, hellish chair shots, and a Canadian destroyer, which I believe that they called it the Bunny Destroyer, whatever you want to call it. He gave a Canadian Destroyer to Priest. And so that topped off what should have been, like I said, the main event of the night because it pretty much felt like it. Because that made me honestly forget that there was a 6-man tag featuring the Bloodline and the tag team champs. And I'll say that's bad, but I mean, it's good, but it's bad. Bad Bunny. But in any case, moving on. Next, we have the Bloodlines, Jimmy, Jay, and Solo versus the tag champs, Zayn and Owens with Matt Riddle in a 6-man tag, in which I forgot about. One thing I can say about this match is that it really kind of furthered the story because this match contained a lot of tension, but mainly that tension came from the side of the Bloodline by itself. Solo. Never mind. With Solo tagging himself in and looking at his brothers like he was kind of frustrated that they wasn't doing their job at certain points of the match. And Solo was definitely the dominant presence of the match. And at one point in the match, Riddle, he came in extremely hot. I mean, scorching hot. Single-handedly taking out Solo and the Usos just back to back, jumping over the ropes and everything else. Like, it was a good, I want to say 30 seconds of just him just going to ham. That was just pure perfection. There were some close near falls with the Bloodline and the tension rising, but they did hold it together good and long enough to claim the victory, with Solo pinning Riddle, oddly enough, after he tagged himself in. And I can't say that this was a good follow-up match, but still didn't outshine the Priest Bad Bunny match. But it still was good though, and a good addition to the storyline. Though I thought that Zayn, Riddle, and Owens was going to win, I'm okay with how it turned out because this match was just something to further the storyline for the Bloodline. And Zayn, Owens, and Riddle were pawns essentially to push that along as well. And they actually did a good job. And last but not least, Cody versus Brock in a who knows why this match is happening match. Besides the fact that we need to keep Cody occupied before he meets Roman Reigns eventually. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. And in the beginning, Cody, not even waiting, jumps out on Brock as he poses outside the ring and just viciously assaults him with chairs and stairs even before the bell even rings. But it doesn't take too long before it turns into a typical Brock Lesnar match. You know, Suplex City and such. But where the turn of the match lies is when Cody exposes the turnbuckle, leading to Brock legitimately getting busted open, wearing, as you would say, the Crimson Mask. And 2 crossroads, an F5, a Kimura Live reversed into a 3 count later, Cody comes out the winner. And I did have Cody for the win because he needed it more than a part-time of Brock Lesnar, because after his loss at WrestleMania, he kind of needs to build up that momentum again, especially if they're going to put him back on the path to Roman Reigns, which I hope by SummerSlam they find a way to do it, since they idiotically put him on Raw and Roman is on SmackDown. But with all that said, at the end of the night, this was a pretty damn good pay-per-view event. I really enjoyed it. Not every match was a banger. Even like the matches that were kind of like so-so regular matches still had some entertaining parts to it. And of course, the match of the night was the Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny street fight. And honestly, I feel like I'm not the only person that believes this. That really should have been the closer of this event. But I could see their mind frame and thinking about it, just because, you know, you got 2 proven people that can put on a main event for a major show. Even though Bad Bunny is really good in the ring, he's still not a week-by-week wrestler like a Damian Priest or whatever. And then Damian Priest, he's big, but he's not a main eventer like a Cody Rhodes or a Brock Lesnar. So I could see their decision on that. But after seeing Backlash, I'm pretty sure that they're in the back like, yeah, we probably should have put that match on last, because, yeah, they really tore down the roof. And the crowd was, from match to match, like I said, extremely hot. Like, they were going crazy, especially for Bad Bunny, the LWO, and even Zelina Vega, like I pointed out earlier. It was a really enjoyable event. And yeah, they need to start putting on more shows like this, especially with an event like this that didn't feel like it was anything major, because you don't have your head champion headlining it. It just seemed like they were just trying to throw stuff together and do something special, and they ended up coming out with a banger. So yeah, 2 thumbs up. And so that is my review on WWE Backlash. If you made it this far, hope you liked it. And if you did, go ahead, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this. And I will catch you guys on the next one. So peace out, stay safe, and yeah, just don't hit your head up against any turnbuckles. That would not turn out good for you. Not at all. This is cold. I'm about to go eat or something.